Czy masz odwagę powiedzieć żonom, dziś stałem tam, gdzie stało domo?
I'd like to talk about my return flight from what the hell is that? From Mallorca. And then, as you know, the first flight from Berlin, Brandenburg to Mallorca, Palma di Mallorca International Airport PMI with runner was crazy because, as I told you in the first video from Mallorca, now I want to talk about the return flight. It was also by Ryanair, and the thing is that with that return flight, everything was okay. It wasn't just super wonderful, but it was okay because we were connected. The aircraft was connected to the terminal with an air bridge. So after I went to a terminal in Palma di Mallorca International Airport by a shuttle bus. I just went inside. I've looked on a screen and I've checked the counter number. It was 002 to 017 to drop my luggage there. So I went first to a restroom to do what I had to do in the restroom. Then I went to that counter. The counters for a runner are on the left end of the terminal. So when you go inside, you go to a departure, and when you're on the departure hall, you turn left and go up to the end of the terminal, and at the end you turn right, and again right, and first when you need to go left to the end of the terminal, then turn right, and on the right hand side there will be a counter for a Ryanair, and then you need to give them your boarding pass and your passport and put your bag on a scale, and they will check the weight. The staff will put a sticker on it, and your checking luggage will go. Then you just need to go upstairs using escalator, just upstairs, and when you go upstairs, you will have a security control. So then you need to remove any liquid you have in your carry-on luggage, and you need to process through security control. You need to put your big carry-on suitcase. You need to put your backpack. You need to put your coat or jacket if you have, and everything from the pockets. You need to put on that line, and it will be checked. You will be checked, and then you can take everything. And you need to go through a duty shop. You need to go straight through a duty shop, and after that, there will be a screen with information about the gate number. And this is important just to check after you go through this shop, to check how much time do you have to departure. So if you will have 1 hour or 2 to departure, then you have just time, you can eat something, drink something. If there's less time, you should go straight to your date. So if you have enough time, you can now go to Burger King, which is just there. So there's a place to sit. You can order in a machine what you want to eat, and pay for it, and just take a seat and eat there. If you don't have enough time, just go straight to date. After you eat, you go to your date. When you will go, there's information at all days, so we'll leave the food court. After you leave the food court, you will go to all days, and then there's a cross. Because here you come from a security control, from a luggage, dropping luggage, security control, duty shop, and then you will food court, and then after food court you go to a cross. Left is dates A and B, and right C and D. You need to make a choice. If you go B are for all non-Schengen flights. So if we return to the A, first there will be a passport control. Automatic for EU passports, and manual for non-EU passports. And if you will go to a B days are only for inside Spain flights. If you will go to Mallorca, Ibiza, Canary Island, mainland Spain, very small aircrafts, usually with turboprops, not superjet, not turbojet. Very small aircrafts which can take you to Barcelona, to Alicante, to a mainland Spain. C and D are for Schengen flights. So all flights into the European Union except non-Schengen EU, because non-Schengen EU will be with all non-Schengen. So the days A are for non-Schengen non-EU and non-Schengen EU, like Ireland and Cyprus. And C and D are for Schengen countries. So if you go wherever in the Schengen, you will have C or D. When you turn around, you will go to C and D. There's no border control there. And then there's two separate lines for left for the C, right for the D, which splits there. So it's really, really easy. And then you check on the monitor your number, your gate number. For example, I had a C58, which is a very high number. So I had to go to a C gate, which starts with C1, and there's a running sidewalk. You can stand on the sidewalk or walk on the floor. I prefer to stand on a running sidewalk, and it just goes from C1 to C59. So I went with C58. And the aircraft, which was Boeing 737-800, it was connected using the air bridge, so it's really great. And I had a priority boarding because in Ryanair, first you need to choose your fare between light, classic, plus, and super plus. I always use plus cost. Why? Because in the plus there's 20 kilogram check-in luggage included, and it costs you about 55 euros for a flight, so 110 for a with return. This is a 110 euro fee for a luggage, for a check-in luggage. And with a plus, is also reservation seat included, so it's great. Then, important thing, you need to check your seat, your place. I usually, when I travel in economy, I choose the third row from the end of the aircraft. Third row. So in Ryanair, the last row is 30 or 31. So I choose 29, 28. Why? Because there's a lot of space in a lot up to. And then there's information about the carry-on luggage that you can take only one small personal item. It's no carry-on luggage. If you want to take carry-on luggage, you need to pay 25 euro for a one way, so 50 euro for a both. So with 110 and 50, 160, you need to pay more than your information from ordinary cost. So usually it will be like you pay 100, 150 for a flight and 160 for a luggage. When you take your carry-on luggage, they will give you for free the priority boarding, and which is really nice because then you can take your place in the aircraft as one of the first, and you will be 100% sure that you will have a lot of space for your carry-on luggage. So this is good information. And then unfortunately we had to wait 1 hour to depart from Palma. It was about the lack of the time slot in Spanish ATC, but it was not fault for ATC fault or Ryanair fault. It wasn't their fault. It was just about the situation in the air. There was a lot of aircraft around for Spain and over Mallorca, and on the way to Germany there was a lot of aircrafts, long hauls, short haul, a lot of them, and it's very important that the long haul have a priority over a short haul, so we had to wait about 1 hour. So and so we went 1 hour. We should be at 1 p.m. in Berlin. We've been to 10 p.m. in Berlin. The only bad thing what happened is that if your flight operates from Terminal 2, you need to take your luggage back to claim your luggage in Terminal 2. If your line operates Terminal 1, you will have to take your claim your luggage in Terminal 1. So the problem is that Ryanair, Wizz Air, Berlin, and some other airline use Terminal 2 in Berlin. So I had to wait in a luggage claim area for my luggage in Terminal 2. And in Terminal 2, there are only 3 lines to claim luggage, which is number C1, C2, and C3 in Terminal 2. And lines A and B are in Terminal 1. And this is completely separated. You see, when you go out from aircraft and you need to claim luggage in Terminal 2, you need to go left. And if you want to claim luggage from Terminal 1, you need to go right. And you need to know that from which terminal you will have to take your luggage. If you are flying from Berlin to Palma and from Palma back to Berlin, then you know that you will use Terminal 2. But the problem is, if someone didn't use Berlin airport and just came to Berlin from other city, better ask in which claim area you should go. T1 claim area to T1 or claim area T2. Usually there will be information that if you bought the days which are connected to T2, you have to go to T2, and the days from which use T1 you should go to T1. But the problem is, if you are very close to a bridge between terminals and a bridge on a pier or a north pier, sometimes it is a little complicated to know when you have to claim your luggage. Better ask staff before you will go out from a transit area. But the flight was really nice and the flight bed was really great. But the difference is that flight to Palma was operated by Lauda by Ryanair, and the flight from Palma to Berlin was operated by ordinary Ryanair. So then I had to use Airbus A320, and here back it was then Boeing 737-800. So that's the difference. But the flight back was really nice and nothing bad happened. So everything was okay. And thank you to Ryanair that it was good. I was a little upset on the way from Berlin to Palma because I wanted to be so early to do something in the hotel, and I spent a lot of time in the air which wasn't necessary, but it happens. Sorry Ryanair, I know that it happens, but maybe you should think a little more about hospitality and how you treat your customers. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna catch you later.
Ty co kobiety chciałbyś zniewolić, pozbawić chciałbyś niewolnej woli. Rządzie biskupie, do was to mówię, wstydzi się was dziś kraj. Nie płaczcie siostry, ducha nie traćcie, uwierzcie w naszą wygraną w walce. Uwierzcie w to, że już niedługo piękniejszy będzie kraj.